What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and a lot of you guys have been asking me what's the new best set to do since the Series 2 has been released and they've updated the amount of elite tokens that you need for both the flashback and the other heavyweight set, which we were all caking off of for Series 1. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been doing and what I've been looking into getting done going forward, okay? So this is what I'm going to talk to you guys about. The silver token and the gold tokens, they're pretty much going to be the same throughout the year of MUT, it looks like, because they don't have an expiration date. With this right here, this seems to be, they don't have it to where they were showing that it's going to change and update. So, you know, it seems like it might remain the way that it is right now. I don't know. Maybe they'll continue to add stuff to it. Maybe they ultimately wanted to just have it at 5 because, you know, it's 5 and 5 for the silver and 5 and 5 for the gold. Maybe they just wanted to have it 5, so they add the extra 80 to 81 overall player. I don't know. But still, it costs a lot to get those tokens done. Okay, so the best thing for you to do right now, when we look at the token rewards, right, and you evaluate the flashbacks, and now it's like this with 2 elites, but you get a minimum of an 88 or whatever. Same thing with the heavyweights. I believe you get a minimum also of an 88 or something like that. But I know there's a decent minimum to where you'll get a certain amount of training points and a certain amount of coins. And I believe that's what I read in the blog. It was like an 88. Okay, so is it worth it? The NFL veterans, for the most part, you're going to pull decent things that give, like, I believe, what are they, 87, 88 also? You get a decent amount for this. So this right here, you're going to have to play your luck to see. It depends on what you're trying to do. You're not going to get the major come up like you did with the heavyweight sets when they were popping, because I made so many coins off of that. I pretty much built my team up crazy just off the heavyweight packs last season. You know what I'm saying? It was like really ridiculous the amount of stuff I was able to get off. But now that it's changed, I don't recommend it. Simply because if you look at the prices for elite cards, they're ridiculous. Now, you can use nats that you get if you play solos and you grind and stuff like that, but most of us don't do a lot of solos. Like, I do all the solos. Some of you guys are like, Gmi, I don't really have time to do solos, so I buy packs, stuff like that. It's a lot of coins that you're putting into those token sets. And my whole perspective of the game is to try to get the most out of what EA gives you. That's my perspective. If you guys just want to buy packs and don't care about anything, this is going to probably be something that could even increase it more if you spend wisely with the way you utilize your cards. All right. So I'm going to lean towards the veterans being the best one right now because it doesn't cost as much. And you're still going to make out with at least 60, 70K. You know, you get lucky, get one of them for like 150, something like that. You'll be all set. All right. So your next question is probably going to be, all right, now that you're saying the veterans, what do the veteran prices look like? We're going to go over here. We're going to check them out right now. And I'm going to give you an idea of what's going on. Now, like I said, EA did report that it's a minimum for Series 2. All right. So it's like everybody's going to get a specific type of card. So look, I don't think you can get an 85 this season, but I could be wrong. All right. I could absolutely be wrong. I think that they raised the minimum. So looking at it for 30, you're probably like, yo, what is this? That doesn't make any sense. But again, if everything holds the right way, you should be getting minimums of like, I think like 87, 88s, or maybe it is 85. But I know for flashback and for the heavyweights, they did raise the minimum. Still, all in all, I would want to gamble with this and see what we could do with this. Okay? Once I verify, because I like to hear it directly from EA, and like they kind of, when I read through their blog, they were more like this, like you know, more concrete about the flashbacks and the heavyweights having a minimum than they were for the veteran. Because the veterans don't really get that much love. But an 87 is still 775 training points. All right, so you can evaluate however you want to do it. But if you end up getting a lot of nat elites, especially if you just finished the gauntlet, you could probably work it out in a fashion to where, you know, it'll be a little bit more suitable for you. To, you know, if you could possibly get a flashback pack because you had so many nats elites, or you started doing these other sets. I'm going to show you right now another example. I want to try to get to everything in the video that I'm doing for Series 2. I was doing this also in Series 1, but now it's a little bit more critical. What you're going to want to do is if you have a lot of goals like I do, you're going to want to make as many of these lower elites that you possibly can. Now, this one takes 5, okay? But I have a lot of 75 to 79s. So what I've been doing to accumulate those 80 to 81s and save like 10K is I've been okay, this one is a 68. So it's the other goals that I have a lot of. But even with this one right here, I got a decent amount of other cards, right? So I can make stuff with this. Am I going to be using those? I don't think I am. It don't really matter about these, right? I don't think I'm going to be using them. It doesn't matter. As far as like those Hall of Fame players, I don't care about it. So what I've been doing is I've been making a lot of these, right? And just having these as the secondary ones for the elite token. So I'm saving 10K per, right? Or I'm getting what, like 95 training points. So this is another way that you could just accumulate a lot of training points if you have a lot of goals. Because if a lot of you want to get that sprinter chem to add the +2 speed to your players, it's like 1,000 per, per each one. So you got to have like, what is it, like 20 players or 30 players or something like that? I got to go check. Maybe it's 30. I think it might be 30. So that's what I've been doing with that. When you get to this section, it gets a lot more hefty. Okay? Now, you could use this to make these, you know what I'm saying, to make it for your, for your set. Like, I've been making a decent amount of them. So if I go here, right, I think I have a decent amount of gnats also. Because I had just made, I made a Randall Cobb probably. All right, this guy is a gnat, right? And then Tyrod Taylor is garbage. So that's two of them that we don't really need. Brandon Used Car is also garbage. So we could easily make an 83, okay, in order to make those sets complete. Now, when you continue to go down, the 84 to 85, making an 86 to 87 elite player, this is the key one, but this is something that you got to really play around with because you can use all of these to get it to this point. Okay, so right here, right, you need 3 of those. You would have to see what you have. Like, I'm going to show you right now what I have. You see, I got these gnats, and then I got these 2 guys. All right, so pretty much I'm going to keep this guy because he's my starting punter, but I'm just showing you that you can make these 84 to 85s. You can make everything that goes into the token set, but it still costs a lot. And I don't want you guys making that like, yeah, bro, I pulled this, it's glitchy, I pulled this. Can you get some decent pulls out of the heavyweight? Yes. Can you get some decent pulls out of the flashback? Yes. But when you go and you add up the cost, just think about what you're spending for an elite token. And then think about what you're spending for a gold token. The silver tokens are a joke. At this point right now, until they make like a silver token master or some weird stuff like that, it's going to be very, very low. But when you go over here and you start to evaluate the prices, look, bro, because of the training point situation, which is genius on EA's part, you're going to be getting a minimum of about 10K, like I told you before. I already know this offhand because usually when I'm leveling up or doing training for one of my players, I kind of assess all the time with the market to let you guys see what's going on. All right, so you already saw that those prices 80 to 81. Then you go over here. Okay, you see it jumps to 17. Then you go to the 84 to 85. All right, now you're at 30. You see what I'm saying? Like you're at 30 right now. So for each one of them, the average is like 30 to make an elite token for just that one. Then you got the other guys. You got the 17K. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 of the 17K. That's another like 34K. Then you got the 280 to 81s. So you could easily make the cards yourself the way I just showed it to you. All right, and then see how it goes along with that, especially for a lot of you guys with Nats, because that's what I've been doing. And you're going to see that these people are buying these up because they're trying their luck with a lot of different things, or they're trying to snipe for training points. So the value of the cards are not going to be diminished. They're going to remain the same for a decent amount of time. So you got to be very, very careful with that, especially if you wanted to try your luck at the 86 to 87, that set there, you can go right there. You could buy 3 of them. You see it's going to cost you 90K, right? All right, that's a lot of stuff. But you can get 775 training points for 60K. So does it make sense to do that set for that? No, it does not. Okay, it really just doesn't make any sense to do that. So this is the things that I want you to understand. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Okay, but an 87 elite player, that's what you're getting. They don't say 87 plus. Like when you deal with the other token sets, when it could be anything from a range. This is just that. Most of you guys are going to get 86s. So are you really willing to spend 90K for an 86? That's what I want to point it out because some of you guys are new to MUT and you wanted me to go more in depth. And I just want to make sure that you are understanding completely that this is not a cheap situation. So if you're not going to get enough out of it, I'm not going to recommend that you just keep doing it. Okay? So with all of that being said, they're going to continue to release flashbacks. They're going to continue to release heavyweights. If it becomes a little bit more glitchy to where it's like, yo, you know what? We got to take a shot at that. We're going to take a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to definitely get it done. But, at this point, the 88 to 90, right? With this right here, you see, this is what I'm going to be looking to do once I get my collectibles up with Series 2. So if you're really wondering what my goal is for Season 2, I want to open up at least 4 of these. Because this pack right here is going to be like a major upgrade, whether I'm doing it for training or whether I'm doing it for upgrade to my team. This is going to be a lot. That's why they raised it from 40 to 50, because they know most of us are going to get sick pulls out of this. A lot of you guys are going to get Jalen Ramsey, a lot of cards that are still very, very high in price from this set. Just keep that in mind and understand. So as you go along doing it, remember, you can also do this right here. You can use 14 of your series, your series 2 tokens to get an 84 to 87 card. Also for training, you could try your luck with this and see if you're going to do it in that fashion. Regardless of the way you try to do it, I want you guys to avoid, John Madden. If you guys like the John Madden situation and you did it for series 1 and you keep on going, then you could go ahead and waste 100 of those things to open up a slot. I'm not really with the John Madden stuff because I guess down the line they're going to make it so he adds speed. One of the biggest things for him in Madden 18 was that he had immediately added speed to your team. I don't like that you got to spend 2,000 training points to open up slots. It's just it's ridiculous. I don't want to go there. So that's pretty much what our new wave is going to be. We're going to try the veteran pack, see how that works out for us. If that doesn't give us enough success, we may dabble in the flashback or the heavyweight, but still, it's very costly. So if we open packs and then get the cards to do the sets, I will recommend it in that fashion rather than actually buying the cards themselves and doing it in that way. All right? So if you have any other questions about, different packs, the series, whatever that I didn't cover, leave it in the comment section. Tweet me at GmiasWorld. Like me on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.